Angie, and welcome. I did this video first live, and it was with the group Painting with Fibromyalgia. I want to welcome everyone back for a second try. The first one, I had an audio failure, but the party went on. Everyone chatted anyway because it was live and it was a paint party. I ended up just relaxing and enjoying glancing over at the chat, but my favorite part during this disaster was painting the swan. That really relaxed me, and I knew that everybody was happy. I was happy, and the rest of the group was happy. This was a very simple painting. I was surprised. I never painted a swan or ducks in the water. So it was a little bit of a challenge for me to see if I could pull this off. And it was quite simple. I was pleasantly surprised. Part one was painting the water. So you might want to go over that one first and see how we did that. You can paint it very loosely like I did, like you see in this video, or you could paint it a little bit more, just tighten it up a little bit and not let as much of the brown show in between the ripples. So however you like to do it, whatever is your painting style. But it was kind of a fun painting to paint. So I hope that those of you that want to paint this can catch it this time around and enjoy it as much as I did. The first thing that I did was sketched on the swan. I did it freehand, but you can transfer it, and I do have a video about that in our group under the files, and that group is Painting with Fibromyalgia. I'll talk about that a little bit later. First, I'm going to tell you how I applied the paint on the swan, and I used titanium white. So the first thing I did was, right here I'm catching on that nobody can understand me. I'll let you know what's going on as I do this. So I decided to not talk anymore. That was, I think, more challenging than the painting. Anyways, I'm painting the swan with titanium white, and that's quite obvious. What's not so obvious is when you paint anything that's all white, you have to use, I would say, almost half not quite white color along with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell one part from another. So with this one, I used just a very tiny amount of phthalo blue mixed with the white to put in the center of the duck, the center of his body. So I start from closer, I'd say away from the neck a little bit, not right up against the neck, and it's kind of a football shape in the center of the body, going back to between the tail feathers there, with just a hint of a mix of phthalo blue and mostly titanium white. So I do that after the first layer, which is titanium white all over the swan. After that dries, I go in with a little bit of a mix to give it a little bit of depth and define some of the feathers with a little bit of the phthalo blue. I'm showing right there that I'm using black on the beak, and I'm using a small round detailed brush to apply that black acrylic paint on there. That's about the most detailed part of the whole painting is the beak, and it's not difficult. It's just a little smaller and a little more specific than anything else in the painting. But it looks really good when you get that on there. I do use a reference painting, and I do make it available for everyone. If you have any questions, just ask if you're in the group. If you're seeing this on YouTube, just ask in the comments. I do have a description, in the description, the colors that I use and the art supplies that I use for this painting. It didn't take a whole lot. Right here I'm using some carbon black for the top part of the beak. I go around the beak with a very thin line, and then at the bottom end of the beak there's a little touch of black that goes on there too. The rest of the beak is a mix of titanium yellow, cadmium yellow, most of it, and then just a touch of cadmium red, just to give it a little bit of shading on the beak too. If you don't have cadmium red, quinacridone magenta, just a touch of that, partially on the beak also would give it a little bit of something there too. So the only other color that I use besides that is, and then here I'm showing the yellow right there. You can use cadmium yellow, you could use Hansa yellow, it doesn't really matter. And then you'll be adding a little bit of red, like I said, to give it an oranginess on parts of the beak. Other than that, I use some zinc white on the bottom underneath the swan. And what I do is I start in about the middle of the swan with the zinc white, and I swirl it toward the front of the swan. This is underneath, and then I bring it back around to the right end of the canvas. I do that about 3 or 4 times, stacking one under the other to give it a reflective look. So when you look at that, you'll see exactly what I did. And that pretty much is the second part of this painting. So it really didn't take long at all. I'd say that painting, I fooled around with the water a few times, but if you don't keep going into the water, trying to make something imperfect look perfect, that shouldn't take too long either. That's one of those things that when you do that, you have to kind of trust that after you put the swan in, it all comes together. You kind of have to trust that process. So don't think it's supposed to really look like water until you're done with the painting. Also, I want to take this opportunity to welcome Michael Ann as one of our moderators. We seem to have a lot of moderators for the size of the group we have, but keep in mind that all of us have fibromyalgia, and some of us have more than that we're dealing with. So at any given time, somebody, one or two of us at least, is going to be out of commission for a little while. So that's why we have a handful of moderators. I think we have a pretty good number now, but we are able to jump in there and give each other coverage, cover the group, and while the other one's recuperating. So it's worked out very well. One thing that I can say that you could probably tell and pick up on is that the moderators and the administrators, we all love each other. We all care about each other, and there's no drama. And I think that kind of has a trickle-down effect too with the group. And you guys are all just as supportive as anyone else. The moderators and administrators don't really lord over the group that much. We just kind of guide it along, but you guys have plenty of input, and we love that. We like seeing your artwork. We like hearing your feedback. It's just a very comforting place to be, and I think we all appreciate that. Everyone contributes to that atmosphere, and we're very, very happy about that. So as we grow, hopefully we can keep that personality of the group. We want it to be a safe haven for everybody, and we want it to be a place that all of us can go and not have to explain ourselves and not have to make excuses for ourselves because we all understand. So we do appreciate that. And we appreciate all the different things that we get to do as a group and individually. So take a look around. Those that are new, take a look around and look at the files. There's supply lists up there, how to save money with buying your supplies. There is a video that I encourage everyone to watch because then you'll get to see my rationale on why we have certain guidelines. We're trying to keep our focus about the combination of fibromyalgia and painting. So it's easy to veer off from that. So that's why we have such an explanation on there. It's okay for us to talk about how we feel and so forth. What non-medicinal remedies that we use. Um, if you want to talk about more specific things like medications and stuff, it's better to do that by PMing each other and doing that more privately because we don't want to start recommending prescription medications and so forth. But we do have a thread about what we can do to feel good, what kind of essential oils we use, what kind of smoothies we like, what we can do before, during, and after a paint session. So jump in on that. We have a paint our photo. You could jump in on that. There's all kinds of things. So just look around the group and enjoy yourselves. I'm still putting in the beak here. And I'm going to be, I'm not sure if I'm going to let that dry and go back to the duck. But that beak will be done when you see that little splash of black on the tip of the beak. So that's when it'll be finished. And I don't know if there's eyes on swans, if it's in the black part or whatever, but I didn't see anything that stood out as eyes. So I think that's just how they look. I didn't do a study. I just painted what I saw. So if you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. You can comment or post. And I think I'll have this on YouTube. Those of you that want to join painting with fibromyalgia. Oh, this is where Leanne's teasing me about my scarf being in the way. Get your dingle dangles out the way. Anyways, if you have problems with chronic pain or immobility, especially due to fibromyalgia, then find us on Facebook, Painting with Fibromyalgia, and I think you'll get a lot of encouragement. We do talk about posture, but mine's not looking so good in this video. We talk about posture. We talk about things that just make painting easier. Breaking up our paintings, taking rest, not getting so sucked into it that we lose track of time, because that doesn't feel good by the time we're done. We break up our paint parties so that we're not sitting too long in one session or standing too long, or whatever position you're in. So everything that we do to try to support ourselves and each other. So and then I'm going to be putting that reflection in, I think, in a little bit. That was a very fun reflection. Very easiest one I've ever done. And that's done with zinc white. So you'll see that. I can't tell if I put the bluish tint for the shading on here yet. I think I'm letting him dry first. I don't see where I've done that yet, so I'll probably go back and do that after I finish painting the beak. But now you see where he's starting to look like a swan. I saw in a video, somebody put a video up on Facebook where they carry their babies on their back and kind of hold them up there. The babies kind of sneak up on the back through, you see the little space on the feathers in the back, and they get up on there, and they're like riding in a bowl. And I had a piece of china. It was a nice sized piece of china. Looked, that swan reminds me so much of that. And it was a bowl, and it had that shape, and I broke it. I hate breaking things that are heirlooms or passed down in the family, and that one definitely was. That was very old. But anyway, that swan, I didn't want to paint it, but now when I look at it, it reminds me of that china bowl that was in the shape of and painted like a swan. So I'm trying to show you, or write down and show you what I'm getting ready to use, I believe. I think I'm looking for a pen to write down zinc white. Yeah, that's what I'm doing in this. It's kind of hard to make up a sign language for a color. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Yes, I am. I'm getting ready to put in the reflection. So I hope some of you are going to paint along with this. A few people were disappointed that the sound didn't work out, but there's not a whole lot of instruction to this painting, so I'm realizing that you know, it's just if you turn the first one all the way down, you'll probably be able to follow me just as good. But anyway, I'm liking this. This is a new, yep, there's my zinc white. This is a new experience for me to do a voiceover. I've done lives and I've done just uploading videos. But to do a voiceover, this is a new experience for me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking it or not, but it'll be new for you as well. It'll be new for you to receive my videos like this. But I'm having fun. So with that, I am going to allow you to watch the rest. I'm going to put some cool music on here and you enjoy it and watch me finish this painting. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell next to the subscribe thing so that you'll get notifications when I put a new video up. I'm going to be trying to put new videos up every week. Hopefully I'll have all my technology all down pat pretty soon. And I'll be able to consistently put these videos up for you, be it the paint party or an original or whatever it is. I'm going to try to have at least one painting up for you every week to look at on my channel. So if you can't find me, put in painting with fibromyalgia, and definitely a few paintings will pop up because nobody else has that title. Okay? All right. So you guys, when I talk to you, I hope you're doing fine and enjoy.